Story. Thank you for hanging in there with me if you're watching this video. I came across this story just recently. I had no idea. It really hits very close to home. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it. I live, I think I've said before that I move around from county to county to county. I'm in California, so I'm in Riverside County. I'm in San Diego County, also in Los Angeles County, and sometimes Orange County. So, I travel all around. In any event, I do stay sometimes in and around probably a 20-mile radius of Lake Elsinore once in a while. And I had just heard about this story about a man. His name is Bill Lee Suff. He was born Bill Lee Suff, but then he changed his name to William Lester Suff. The weird part is also I'm reading that okay, this man was some type of serial killer, and he was active in the 70s to the 90s. So 1974 to 1992, he was an active serial killer in this area. So I had no idea about him. I just came across the information, so it kind of freaked me out that it's so close to where you are. And so what I'm going to do is also go there into some of the sites in the next, week or so and get some pictures of the actual places that the crimes took place. So anyway, what happened is William Suff would pick up the women that work at the night. And here, I'm not in Lake Elsinore, but in and around the area. So he he would pick the women up, and then he would, SA them, beat them, strangle them, and just do heinous crimes to them and eventually ultimately murder them. He would then actually go on to pose them like in a suggestive manner. And then it's also said that he would mutilate some of his victims. What's really weird about this man I was just reading about, he was also born in Torrance, California, and that is not far from where I was born. So that's really creepy to know that there was a man out there and that I could have been in and around someone that is capable of that. But anyway, he does now sit on death row. He was convicted of 12 murders. There was one body that was actually found in Lake Elsinore, on the beach in Lake Elsinore. So he was convicted of killing 12 of the women, and one woman did escape. So she was able to maneuver her way out. There was some type of scuffle, and then something about he lost his glasses, and she was able to escape. Eventually, the police, I believe he was pulled over, and the police had found that he had blood. He had duct tape, blood, all that type of kit in his car. And so they also did find in some of the autopsies of the women that were found. There was one woman that he didn't get convicted of because there were two DNA donors, if you understand what I mean. But his DNA was the strongest amount on the body that was left. But they were unable to charge him with that 13th victim. So that one, believe went down as attempted murder. So, however, the authorities have proved that there's 12 for sure, and that 13 the attempt, right? But they're also suspected of being possibly maybe 22 to 25 women that may have become a victim of William Suff back in those days. So William Suff does sit in San Quentin on death row. He was convicted to death. What's also interesting that I was going to mention about this case, so prior to all this activity here in California, William Suff was living in Texas and was married. And at that time, he was married and he had a baby. And so his wife and him were both arrested for and charged for beating and bludgeoning the child to death. So they killed their own baby. Somehow the wife got out on a technicality. I don't have all the information there. I will do a follow-up story about this because I feel like this story needs a lot of time. I was just really shocked because it is not that far, and sometimes like you really don't know who is around you. This guy, William Duff or Bill Duff, he was a government worker. He was said to be, a nice looking kid, like maybe kind of a loner type, but was also very helpful to people. And people, we hear this all the time. I mean, we hear it so often that, oh, this person would never have done that. Oh, but we hear it all the time. So we really never know what's going on in the back of someone's mind. And this is just really crazy. And to think that these things occurred so close is just even more creepy. I will, as I said, be putting a short out about that and adding some of the actual areas of where the bodies were dumped and ultimately found. These poor women, and thankfully the one woman that did survive, she is hopefully doing better. I know that a lot of people like to say, because these people were women that work at the night again, that like they didn't want to give the case that much attention because it puts a stain on the city. But people are people at the end of the day, and these people were compromised, and it's not fair. A life is a life. It doesn't matter what they've done. They do not deserve to be beaten, bludgeoned, strangled, however, whatever it is he did, his sadistic stuff. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, so Bill's stuff was also known in his neighborhood for making chili. So it was also said that he may have, now this is a big may have, because he used to mutilate the bodies, used part of one of the woman's breasts in one of his recipes, or possibly part of the fat of the body. Like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine thinking, like, what if you ate some of his chili and you didn't even know? Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. That is just really disgusting. But again, I will go by there and I will get some more footage for you. In the meantime, I'm just going to have all the pictures and all those things there for you. I also do have some online date stories coming up, so that I would like to tell you, and then also continue to give you the information to help you or your friends do your research before you go on an online date. And also a date, just period, because to be honest, like, you know, you never know when someone's going to turn cuckoo on you, and that just happened to me recently, unfortunately, but I'll get over it. It's like a bee sting right now, so it's better to find out sooner that someone's, whatever, than later when you actually do care. So anyway, that's just a private note. But in any event, I'm going to go ahead and post those. There are some horror stories of online dating. So I'm not trying to sit here and scare you about that either. I just want you to be aware and also give you tools to check out, and check the people out that you are putting your hands, your life in their hands. And that is very dangerous. So, anyways, guys, I really do appreciate the fact that you've tuned in so far. I was really shocked about hearing this case about William Duff, especially because it is so close to home. I wanted to go and get the pictures of some of the sites tonight, but it was just too late, and I do have a real job, so I'll be working, and then I'll be going by there when I get a chance, and then I'll release this short. Okay, until the next video, you guys take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can. It would really help me out. If not, watch the videos, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, take care and have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, or leave me your comments. Have a good day.